fridge, the coat seats, let's get it. Hop off a 16 passenger, this a G5, no, this not a Challenger. Big one. I keep some members with me in the fridge, the coat seats, they some cannibals. Eaters. They like to geek, drink a whole bottle, wake up and repeat. Damn, she took a look, mixed it with the chill out. Now she said,
Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. So today I have someone that we have not talked about in a while, but honey, we got to get updated with her. Child, Mrs. Allison Alana. Now, you know, I brought her to the channel a little while ago talking about her eviction situation, the fact that she didn't want to work for anybody and that she was living a high class lifestyle, but was finna get put out her place. So her video went semi-viral, about 100,000 views. You know, people started finding out who she was. People started helping her. She also had an online boutique, but people started helping her, and she was saved from going getting put out. So she got the money. She was able to stay in her place, and beyond that, she just started, you know, putting up videos. She did get monetized, which was a way to bring money, you know, to her family, which is, you know, great. But she, again, like I said, didn't want to work for people. She ended up getting a car repo. I mean, she was in a pretty rough situation. So fast forward, she went through a thrust with eviction again. And then finally, a third time, which according to her, she was actually evicted. The video that we're going to watch is her after eviction aftermath type of video. So that's what we will be discussing today. I just wanted you to check out some of it as I saw it, and I'm going to give a little commentary on it. But most importantly, like I said, I wanted to put this out here. Now, apparently, also recently, she was quote unquote exposed on the internet, child. Some friend of hers or family or landlord or somebody came to somebody's YouTube page and put her business out, so she says, and we're going to hear about that too. So we're going to go ahead and jump right on into this. I'm going to pull her up on the screen and we're going to get to talking about this thing.
To my channel, I'm Allison Alana, and this particular video is particularly for the people that assisted me during the time of me experiencing a possible eviction. And so I wanted to create this video just for you all so that you can know exactly how things went and lay out a lot of information that I didn't even expect to have to be a part of this video. But at this point, it very much is a part of this video, and everything is going to be spoken on now. So being evicted, and it was supposed to happen August 14th at 8:30 a.m. I didn't have all the money, but I do know how my the property management company that I rent from, how they operate, so I knew that I had time to be able to get it. And so I was working on that, and I asked for you all to pitch in, whoever could and was able to pitch in, if you guys would be able to send me, you know, a little contribution so that I could try to save my place for myself.
This is the first thing. You know, she is so comfortable asking people to quote unquote pitch in. Like we don't have bills, like other people don't have obligations. And you know, the fact that she chose to say how she will not be trying to work for nobody, she will not be trying to do any of that, how she wants to just be able to put her name on a piece of paper and get a job and get a check. She don't want to put out the effort, but that everyone else should be unselfish, and you know, the money that they work for put forth for her situation. I just really thought that was crazy.
And for my kids.
Planning to move? Join the 6 million families who
Like
discovered
I
a
said,
smarter.
she is very comfortable asking for your money, but yet when it comes to her doing her part or whatever, she's okay with the fact that she doesn't work. Let's continue.
That was sent to me by that time, like, so by August 14th, 8:30 a.m. was not enough. At that time, I had only gotten $100 in assistance from you. I'm sorry, $300 in assistance from you all, and I had about $157 of my own. So 457. Excuse me, $457 total was not going to be able to cover a bill that was $2,000. I think it was $2,169.50 to be exact, right? So that wasn't going to be enough at all. So Monday morning comes around, which was August 14th, and I came in really late. I think I had got in the house maybe around like 2 or 3 o'clock. I set an alarm for about 4, but I overslept. I'm tired all the time because I don't get a lot of time to rest. I'm usually always on the go or always doing something with my kids. So I don't really get.
Now, I do get as a person, her mentioning that she's always doing something or she has to do something with her kids. But quite frankly, if you know that your children need a place to stay, I feel like sometimes you have to juggle. Sometimes you may not be able to do that thing with your kids and you may need to be out trying to make money. So I think that that was kind of crazy, that she put herself in that position, especially saying that she overslept knowing that they were coming to put her out that morning. I mean, I'm gonna say this. I just my heart goes out to her too, even though she could be doing more still, like that's a lot to have on your shoulders. So my heart does kind of go out to her for that. But still, y'all, I just think it's crazy. Now let me pull it back up. I want to move it forward just a little bit to try to save us a little time.
That most people might be used to. So you just literally, you get locked out, you have to leave. They don't throw your stuff out or go through your things or touch your things in any way. Legally you do get 7 days, or it could be 21 days depending on what your property manager does, but mine does 7 days. So you get 7 days to take your things out of the home. And that's just that. So for 7 days we were just out here trying to hustle up the money. I was working night and day. I was tired. It was just a whole lot going on. We were up here just knowing that we had 7 more days, because my landlord told me, well, my property management and my landlord really told me that in the 7 days, if I get the money, I can move back in. It's literally just paying the money and going back in, because none of my things were removed, none of my things were touched. I was able to move back in, right? So
Now, I think that's pretty cool. It's bad enough that you get to that situation, and sometimes that extra little 7 to 21 days may be all that you need to change your situation. So I think that that was cool. I want to say that in the state of Georgia, it don't work like that. When they come to put you out, baby, they putting you and your stuff out. You can get a U-Haul. They'll put it in the U-Haul for you, but you going on. And once you leave, that's it.
was really not excited about that, but I just knew that there was like some hope still left. So I continued to just go on about my day, just focus on the fact that I was trying to resolve this issue. Yes, we were going to be out with nowhere to go for 7 days, but if I could just make that happen within the 7 days, it would work out. So I reached out to my family member that lives locally, and I asked them, could I stay at their home for 7 days? And they said no. Them and their spouse had already talked and said that after the last individual that stayed at their home, they didn't want anybody else staying at their home. So I'm like, well, it's just for 7 days. I have my place. I'm just trying to get back in my place, and I just would like a place for us to be settled at while I'm trying to get myself back on track. And the person still said that we couldn't come and stay at their home. So I just talked about where if I was put out Monday, August 14th, I would be able to come back by August 21st. If I paid the money, and if I didn't pay the money, that would be the time to move my things out. They legally give you that time to move out. They do not put your things outside. That's when things really messed up, because before I could even really have the time to come back to my channel and say, oh guys, well, I did get put out, but there's still hope. I'm getting 7 days to either pay and stay, or get out fully, like move out. Somebody took it upon themselves to go and post pictures of my home and my address all over YouTube. This person completely violated my privacy and my family as a whole. They put my privacy out there. I don't typically talk about where I live because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where I live. I come on here to make impact and to create content and to earn a living for my family. That has nothing to do with where I am located.
Now I find it interesting that she say that she comes on here to earn a living, but the fact of the matter is she just recently got monetized. As a matter of fact, when her channel and all the information that about her was put out, she wasn't even monetized at that time. But this is what I was telling you about when I mentioned they said that she was exposed out here in these streets. So let's continue.
But this person took it upon themselves and found it appropriate to go ahead and put my address and pictures of my home on the internet. They don't know my situation. They don't know if this is like there's any safety issues. They don't know if
Would you like to see how ChatGPT helps us automate?
Now I don't know, guys, why do things like this. I don't know why people choose to expose people's personal information. I'm not sure what they get out of it. Um, and regardless to where she was staying or what her household situation was, the fact of the matter is she was still being evicted. So I don't see how that would expose her as to doing something shady. But for some reason, it is said that her information was put out there. Now, let's be honest. Most of the people who others provide commentary on, most of those people in one way or another has been doxxed, and I don't again know why, but they have. um but it's unfortunate that a situation like that has to happen, because depending on the situation, I mean, it could definitely put people in danger. But at any rate, let's continue.
for whatever reason they found it so important to them to go ahead and take my information or go and research my information, and put it out there. Very little people know where I live. Very little people have my address. So it's a small group of people that have that. And I don't know if where or how this person obtained my information, but it's the most ridiculous thing that I have ever seen in my entire life. There's been this thing going around where I'm being called a scammer, a liar, that I'm stealing from people. None of that stuff is true. And I really wanted to make this video to make sure that I said that very clearly to the people that support me, because I have seen some of the people that support me switch up. After so long of hearing something, the natural way of thinking, or the natural way the mind works, is to start to believe it. Oh, well, if I hear it so many times, it might just be true, even without any evidence, even without anything backing that up. People have made videos calling themselves exposing me and have exposed absolutely nothing.
Now, I do want to say this about that. Again, like I just said, I don't know why people do things like that, but this is what I want to say. I'm sure that's a scary situation having your information put out there, and even in her situation. But to me, the most important thing at that moment would have been ensuring that my kids have a place to stay. I would not care about any of that at that moment. I would have dealt with that once I could deal with it. I would have been more focused on getting my kids back into their home than I would be worried about, the exposing situation, especially being that at that moment I wasn't even in the house. So there's not a situation at that moment to where it could really harm you because you're not even living there. So I just wanted to say that.
Now they have decided to put my address and my location all over the internet, placing my kids and I's privacy and safety in harm's way. That was so unnecessary. I don't know what it did for them. I don't know what that did for them. Even if you place my address all over the internet, how does that prove that I am a scammer? How are you exposing? How is that person exposing me? I'm just totally confused about why any of that was necessary. I don't bother anybody. I don't talk negatively.
Okay, I'm gonna move this ahead a little bit because, like I said, none of that really matters to the main point. However, I do understand her frustration.
Only family member. I am the only one that gets them up in the morning, brushes their teeth, cooks their food, does their laundry, gets them to school, pays the bills, does anything. I am buys their clothes, puts food in their stomach, make sure that they have what they need and are taken care of to the best of my ability. And that's hard enough on me as it is. So now I am like even more inconvenienced because of what somebody thought to be a joke or found necessary to do. Like,
Now, this is my thing. She's talking about how her kids just have her, but the fact of the matter is, knowing that, she still feels that she don't want to work for nobody. That's not her thing. She wants to be self-employed. She doesn't want to do whatever it takes, which means go to any job that you can get any kind of assistance other than basically online panhandling. She doesn't want to do anything else to ensure her kids' best interest. However, it's supposed to be the responsibility of others to care, irregardless to how she feels. And that should be crazy to me.
I can't even wrap around my mind why that was even something that what did that do for those people? For those people that did that, what did that do? What did that do for them? Violating somebody's personal privacy and putting it on the internet did what for you? What I was doing, I was in the kitchen cooking, and I talked about it in one of my lives that God gave me a dream that somebody was going to try to come to my house. They were actually hiding behind my house in the dream, and that they were trying to come to my house. I don't know what to do, but I had a dream of the person being behind my house, and that dream came back to me that day, and it was almost as if God was trying to remind me, like, hey, remember when I told you that this person was going to come to your house? This is happening, so I have to get you out of here. You know what I'm saying? And I thought about it, but I kept saying, nah, man, this can't be, because it's not like I have another place to go to. So I know you're not going to just have this happen and have us just be out here on the street going to get hotels and my kids just not having a stable environment. I'm like, God, come on, school is starting in a couple of days. Even if I just go back here and stay here for a while, just so I won't have an eviction on my record, so I'll pay them the money, I'll get back in the house. Even if I move in September, just so I can just not have this stuff on my record, because it's going to be
Okay, guys. So I'm going to stop it right there. And I want to ask you guys, what do you think about that? What do you think about the fact of her, number one, finally getting evicted? Like I said, this is the third time here. Number two, relying on on the on her page to try to take care of her family instead of her doing what she needs to do as a mother. And third, and most importantly, using this situation of her being exposed as an excuse to be in this transitional state. As of now, she is not back in the place. She did not get the money. She did have to take her stuff out. She also went so far as to talk about family members who she knew had the money and did not want to help her, and say that, people who have the money and people who have money that they can help others, that, God gave them the money not just for them personally, but for others. Now, I do believe sometimes you are put in a certain position to help others, but at the same time, those people are just as responsible for helping themselves. So, y'all, tell me what y'all think about this. This is kind of long as far as video for us. Didn't want to go this long, but I wanted to make sure that you guys not only seen the information, but was able to take the information and have what's needed to make a good assessment. Tell me what you guys think of this. What do you think about the fact that she got put out? What do you think about all the other that came along with that? And would you help her at this moment if you if she asks? Also, do you think she's a scammer? That's another thing I want to know from you guys. Tell me what you think. Again, let's convene in these comments, get the conversation popping. Please be sure to hit a like on this video, guys. I will see you in the next video. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. And everybody, if you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button. I'm eagerly waiting to see what y'all have to say in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, bye for now.
Let's get it. Hop off a 16 passenger. This a G5, no, this not a Challenger. Big one. I keep some members with me in the fridge. The coat seats, they some cannibals. Eaters. They like to geek. Drink a whole bottle, wake up and repeat. Damn.